Greetings, viewers and subscribers. This is BVI Channel 1, where we tell you undiluted truth. ADC convention had come and gone, but there is one exceptional statement dropped right there like a bomb, and it's coming from Rotimi Amaechi. Listen to this because it is heading somewhere.
Why would a government official try to deny you your right to gather when the constitution says you can gather? So what do you say to them? What do you say to a man who said he fought on the side of Naira Account? What is Naira Account? It means that it was an attempt to punish Nigerians, if that's what they stood for. So when you call me to speak, honestly, I don't know what to say to them because they have no shame. You call them thieves, they say they were thieves. They won't even deny that they are thieves. You call them land grabbers, they say, yes, we grab land. So what are you going to tell them? Tell me what you tell them so I can tell them. How can a man who said he's a Democrat, he was fighting on the side of Naira Account, be stopping democracy? Tell me what to tell President Tinubu. If you accuse me of what I did not do, I will go to any length to defend myself. These guys don't care. What they care about is money. That's all they care about. When we were forming APC, I know how many times President Tinubu met with me. I know how many times he told me how courageous I was. I know how many times he praised us for the space, the political space we had. Currently, the man doesn't care. They are using the institutions of government against the people of Nigeria. He doesn't care. So what kind of man is he? Okay, so let's even address the issues. Let's address the issues. In one of his statements, I don't know whether him or Ababio, he said, let the poor be allowed to breathe. Are the poor breathing? How do you introduce? I said 20% tax. He said, they corrected me, they said they are 30%. Company tax is now 30%. It means if you have 100 million in your account as a company, they will take 30 million. What are they doing with the money? I watched yesterday, Nasarawa. People were running away from their community like civil war. The civil war image came back to my head. And I asked, look, when I was governor of Rivers State, you can't commit a crime in Rivers State and I will sleep. I'm not saying you will sleep. I won't sleep until I get you. When I get you, then I go to bed. Ask General Bello, ask IG Suleiman, it was my commissioner of police then. All of us will not sleep until the person is arrested. Here, your citizens are trekking from one village to another at civil war, and you're doing nothing. You are going to address them at the airport. President, me, as governor, I went to the point where they said these criminals were, and I addressed their community. A governor in Plateau was inside APC. He entered APC. APC is armored personnel carrier to address his citizens. And we are in Nigeria. The first thing a leader will do is if there is war, you'll be in front. That's why you're a leader. If you don't want to be in front, then go back and allow another person to lead. The taxes they have imposed, wait, June is here. When they start collecting annual company tax, you will see what will happen. Nobody can buy petrol. Nobody can feed. Let me repeat for those who attack me. If you Nigerians are not hungry, I am. You can attack me as much as you want. The situation is bad. It's terrible. And if you think President Tinubu will give you power, you are wasting your time. ADC must come together, decide on a viable candidate. It must be a viable candidate. We did it in APC. When we joined APC, we looked for a viable candidate and we stopped them. No ethnicity, no religion. If you do ethnicity, we are back to square one. It's ethnicity and religion that brought you here. It's no religion. Today we are here. If you go to the market, no Muslim market, no Christian market. The market is Naira. It is up to you. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Good. Now, if I may ask, in your opinion, who best fit into his statement as the most credible candidate for ADC. I know many of you will agree with me. Peter Obi is the only candidate that fits into what Rotimi Amaechi have just stated clearly. And it is going directly to His Excellency Atiku Abubakar.
The matter of the moment, if a consensus candidate emerges within the ADC coalition, would you step aside in the interest of unity?
No, it's not the issue of stepping aside, but would I support?
Right.
I think what would I say in the coalition is that we will the first option will be to work out a consensus. If that doesn't, of course, emerge, then we go for direct president. I mean, I will support anybody who emerges.
Right. So either a consensus candidate, and that's the first option.
Yes, that's the first option as far as the party is concerned. We will aim at consensus. If we don't get it, then we go for elections.
Right. That sounds like something that will be terribly disputatious.
I don't expect we will get to that level because we are dealing with really mature politicians and experienced politicians as well.
But you're also dealing with people with huge political ambitions.
Ambition, well, that's a different thing altogether. But we have all agreed that this is the way to save democracy in this country.
Which forms part of my predictions, which I am going to drop right here. And believe you will be following our series of political predictions. What are we talking about? I've always stated it right here, that the biggest mistake Atiku will make is to repeat the mistake of PDP. And thank goodness, there is no Wike to force his hand to contest for the election. I mean, for the primary of ADC. There is no Wike in the picture because it was Wike that actually pushed Atiku to contest and also pushed Peter Obi to leave PDP. Now, what I have been saying and my advice to Atiku had always been to play the politics Tinubu played in 2015 by bringing the most credible, just as Amaechi has stated, the most credible, the most sellable candidate of northern extraction. Remember, at that time, the northerners felt it was their turn and that Goodluck Jonathan was occupying their own turn in completion of Yar'Adua's tenure. And now, the shift is now on the south. And Jagaban is occupying the Aso Rock. And the north have only one man in mind, Peter Obi. Because the mistake of 2023 election is the mistake of a milk on ethnicity, tribalism, or the mistake of Muslim ticket, the politics of religion. And that is exactly the mistake they must avoid. And that is not even in the picture because the ADC I am seeing currently is more intentional. The body language of key players is suggesting that they are determined to get it right this time. And to Atiku, if he plays that same politics Tinubu played by bringing Buhari into power, then there is a chance of him being the president of Nigeria. Now, the biggest contention had always been, would Peter Obi's tenure mean another 8 years for the South? Now, I'm going to answer that very briefly. But what is giving Peter Obi even the assurance that he is going to clinch the ticket?
Transitional primary. Go ask anybody. Nobody will ever tell you that Peter Obi gave money to vote for him.
What we saw in 2022 was that you said that the PDP primaries was dollarized, and then of course you jumped ship. It was a money primary.
So
what if this one becomes dollarized?
It will not be because it's direct primary.
What if it
will never be? I can tell you. We are sure. We are sure. We are determined that it will never be. That we are new set of people ready to sacrifice.
I am asking that if Atiku Abubakar becomes a presidential candidate here, what would happen with
Nobody will be through, everybody will emerge through a transparent primary. I assure you of that primary. We want to build a new Nigeria. That Nigeria is a Nigerian that will be built on transparent primaries and good election, because we're going to rebuild the country. We want to start doing things properly. Can't you see our country collapsing today? You know what it means that we moved from number 8 in terrorism lists in the past 3 years to number 4, and you're still talking about transnational primary. We need to start fixing it. We need to fix our country. People are dying. Mothers can't go to hospital. Children can't go to hospital. Children are out of school. Nobody is secure. Even you now, you can't travel to your village. And you're talking about transactional politics again. We want to keep transactional politics and make Nigeria work. We want to build a country where a child of nobody can be somebody without knowing anybody.
Right.
We want people to get jobs. Our children are all over the place looking for a job. They can't find food to eat.
So
and you're talking about
Yes,
no.
wishing you well, sir. I'm hoping that you get the ticket. Thank you so much, sir.
And that is it. But I'm going to address that further on political prediction. But reversing back to the very question of the primary election of ADC and coming up with another southern candidate in the person of Peter Obi. Now, what do you think is the bargain, the negotiation, and the compromise that is happening within ADC? Because everything depends on how they play their internal politics of bringing out their presidential candidate. And that is perhaps one tenor for Peter Obi, or amend the constitution to have maybe 5 years or 6 years, one single tenor for executive positions in Nigeria. Let me have your thoughts on the comment section and see me on our political prediction that is loading. My name is Asuchenet Peters, your advocate for good governance. Let me have your thoughts on the comment section. I'm signing out. Bye-bye for now.